right, turning back to Afghanistan, our next guest is urging Congress to create a 911-type commission to investigate the Biden administration's botched Afghanistan troop withdrawal, saying in part, none of the tragedies we've witnessed needed to happen. It is incumbent on our leaders to find out why they did, from the President of the United States all the way down to the chain. No one should be spared from accountability.
Well, the Biden administration's foolish, politically motivated choices have made another 9/11 more likely. Fortunately, history is not yet written. Joining us now to discuss is the Vice President at the Heritage Foundation, Lieutenant Colonel James Carafano. Thank you very much for joining us. Always great to have you with us.
Good to be with you.
So you mentioned there, fortunately, history's not yet written. How do you think this could end differently?
Well, I think that is why there is great value in a commission, because like the 9/11 Commission, it just wasn't about why did this happen. It was understanding what happened, what we were facing, and the way forward. I mean, one of the things that, for example, that came out of the 9/11 Commission were a number of government changes, including a law which was put on the table by Speaker Pelosi, implementing the findings of the 9/11 Commission. So it's not just about fault finding. It's about figuring out how do we deal with what's going in the future. And look, we could face a very different security environment from where we are today, because we literally know that there's going to be another terrorist sanctuary in Afghanistan. And the same people that did 9/11 are going to go back there and try to plan another 9/11.
You know, the sad thing is I can feel a lot of people nodding and agreeing with you, whereas a month ago, people might not have responded that way. I want to get your reaction to a new report from New York Post and Washington Post. It says in part this. Secretary of State Blinken was vacationing in the Hamptons hours before Kabul fell. That according to a report. I've always said wherever the president goes, the decision-making goes. And so maybe there's no such thing as a vacation. But when it comes to a crisis like this, optics, at the very least, mean a lot to the people involved, don't they?
Well, I do think that one of the critical factors is understanding crisis decision-making. And let's be honest. This was a major military operation that engendered enormous risks. And throughout this, the president was absent from Washington much of the time. The vice president was working banker's hours. She was coming in between 9 and 9:45 each morning. She didn't even work weekends at the height of the crisis. The secretary was on vacation in the Hamptons. Look, why are you governing that way? I think these are important questions. And people say, well, look, you're just playing politics. So I would remind people that after 9/11, there was a Republican president on watch and a Republican-controlled Congress, and they established an independent commission to look at what was going on and look at the way forward, because they understood that the right reasons for these things is not about politics, not about partisan, labeling, but about understanding what happened to do better governance and providing to the American people what they deserve, which is transparency and understanding how their government operates.
And reassure our allies as well.
Absolutely. I think one of the crucial questions here is, why did we go with essentially a no plan? Mm-hmm. The Biden plan was they were gifting the country to Afghanistan. They expected on Ghani to negotiate that handover, and that the United States would be able to walk away. And then after we left, the Taliban would just kind of walk in and take over. What happened instead was an utter...
Thanks for watching the Heritage Foundation's YouTube channel. With more than 500,000 members, we are the nation's largest conservative research and education institution. We believe the principles and ideas of the American founding are worth conserving and renewing. Please help us further our mission by subscribing to this channel and sharing our videos with your family and friends.